The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, reigning by master.
You see how they're messing them? Do you see how disgraceful?
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, reigning
we are live and we are direct. You may not like it and quite high. If you like it, if you don't like it, you don't we are live and we are
But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuka Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be no bad, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these no-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Defending him. Fulani people are defending him. But you idiots from the south, from the east, you're talking rubbish about your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe that's your one Nigeria. Whereas a terrorist, a killer, a murderer is in government as a minister. His own people are the people defending him. But you are in the south attacking those who are fighting for your freedom. And you're telling me that your brains are normal. Maybe there's something in suya, maybe in kilishi, and in that cattle that they give to us to eat. There must be something fundamentally wrong with us as a people. Fundamentally wrong with us as a people. And we must confront it. And confront it we shall. These people lecturing us about no secession. You're destroying the country. You people, you Fulani idiots, you Fulani bigots, you Fulani impostors, you Fulani vagabonds are the same people that welcomed the rehabilitation of terrorists. You granted bandits, killers, murderers, and kidnappers amnesty. I want Obia not to listen. I want Tipas to listen. I want Tipas, this idiot, Sarikin Fulani of Imo State, Hope to listen very, very carefully. You people are fools because you cannot listen very well. The same people you're fighting for, killing your own people because of them, they are the ones rehabilitating, so they claim, putting the army that we have today. Somebody might come and say, you have given the order that the police and the army should be attacked. All those idiots. Some of you fools who cannot reason, we are not attacking any police. We are attacking the terrorists that they brought into the police and into the army. They are the ones killing our people. We must defend ourselves. You fools cannot reason very well. We are not fighting any standing or legally, properly constituted army or police. These are the same Fulani terrorists, murderers and killers. The same people that went in, in Damatru or wherever it is, killing and slaughtering Christians in droves. You fools that cannot reason. The same Boko Haram that has been killing, the same Fulani terrorists have been killing people. They are the ones now in the army. Did you not see them? Recruit them into the army? You're telling me we shouldn't fight them? These are terrorists in police uniform and army uniform. You're saying we should not fight them? Is that what you're saying? Are you that foolish? Are you that stupid? This same Fulani pontificating about peace and unity and anti-secession whatever garbage that they are pouring out of their useless, stinking Janjaweed mouths. These same idiots, these same fools are the ones that rehabilitated Boko Haram. So they claim. These fools are the ones that granted amnesty to bandits. Now, let me surprise all of you. Surprise, surprise. Those that are giving amnesty to are Fulani terrorists, Fulani bandits, Fulani kidnappers, Fulani headsmen who are murderers and land-grabbing urchins. These are the people that are giving amnesty to. You people should reason. You zoo animals called Nigerians, reason for once. The hypocrisy in Fulani, their hypocrisy is astonishing. Hypocrites. Fulani, who is responsible for the state of almost anarchy in the zoo, who is responsible for the hopelessness of the security framework of the zoo, Fulani, who is responsible for insecurity, Fulani, who are the bandits, Fulani, who are the terrorists in the zoo, Fulani, which people are going about slaughtering and taking over other people's farmlands. It is you. You people are the problem. Unfortunately, some idiots from the south cannot see it. You wanted to show us that you know how to write grammar, writing rubbish about one Nigeria. You are defending something that's indefensible. Indefensible, you fools. Some smelly rats, some smelly garbage, gutter, alamajiri, gutter. The lowest of the low. If it's one of those of their fools talking, I will even understand. From the gutter. Not contributed one single thing to the advancement of the zoo. Not one single contribution has the Fulani ever made. Tell me one national contribution that the Fulani has ever made to the advancement of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Just name one thing, absolutely nothing. They want power. Power and control of oil and gas. That's all they need. That's all they want. So they can run your lives for you and control your destiny. And you're not ashamed of yourself to claim that you're educated.
And all the environs were extended from Imo to Abia. Now, these archdioceses have been under the mayhem of bandits in the recent past. The kidnappers have had their sway, bandits have had their sway. Now, militarization of the environment is what we are seeing. Now, I want to sincerely request that our people should be saved. Ihube community is totally deserted. That place has become a ghost town, and Imo state government knows about it. Ako community has been deserted for long now. Bomber jets have gone into this community and bombed that place 2 times. Helicopters are doing much harm than good in all these areas. I mean, the military moved from house to house, burning down houses. I condemn in strong terms the death of any military man in the hands of the bad boys in the society. But the military has a strategy which they use in fishing out bad boys in the society. Does it call to burn down every house in the environment before you can fish out bad boys in the society? Our people are in abject, terrible situation right now. I don't know how we are going to describe it. More refugees are coming out, more than what happened in the war. The military of Nigeria should take it cautiously. They should not be burning down houses like Boko Harams have been burning down houses in the north. I don't know whatever is happening. Is it a way of paying back the Igbos for what we have not done? This time around, you hear them speak Asa water, Asa water, Asa water, in cars, Asa water, in houses, Asa water, in shops, Asa water, thinking that we don't understand that language. Hausa, put fire, put fire, put fire, put fire, everywhere, put fire, everywhere, put fire. When you have put fire on all the whole places,
anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha sị na ka ha gaa n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri agha nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwe kwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwe kwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe tịtụ ozu ọ bụ oke ụwa mgbe e milere Golaịat Chineke nna nke igwe wee memiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero bụ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akọpụ ikuni ọtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ gị nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkpa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide gị mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
ise. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. I welcome you to this evening program here in IPOB South Africa Western Cape Forum. You are welcome, fellow Biafrans. I welcome you this evening, and as you are joining us in this program, I want you to share the program, like the program, share the program in all the platforms where you belong. Invite your friends, invite your relatives, invite your families. We need people to join this live program this evening here in IPOB Western Cape, South Africa Media. We are reaching you live from Cape Town. This is where we reside. Fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I welcome you once again, and I bring greetings from IPOB Western Cape Executive. I bring greetings from our coordinator, Mazino Sentani Alia, and all the coordinators here in IPOB Western Cape, South Africa. Men that are working tirelessly, standing with Mazin Namdekan all the way, without looking back until we achieve result. Wherever our leader is today, I know that Chukwuka Abiyama is with him. His mighty wings has covered him. No harm will befall him. Whatever the enemies are planning against our leader will never work out. And I want you to also know that we are not here in IPOB Western Cape for drama. Neither are we here for propaganda. We are not here for personal vendetta. We are here to preach Biafra and nothing but Biafra. That is the only reason why we are here on social media. Everything that has to be do with freedom, we support it. No matter where it is coming from, no matter who is championing it, whether it is in Biafra, whether it is in Amazonia, whether it is in Israel, anywhere that there are people fighting for survival, we support it. Because we believe in Ebo Beru Gobere. We believe that so anywhere we see people fighting for their survival, as Biafrans, we support them. We don't have time to castigate people who are fighting to survive. And we are not supporting anything that has to do with evil, no matter who is perpetrating it. Evil is evil anywhere. So, fellow Biafrans, once again this evening, I want you to remember that as you are joining us, it is a duty for you as a member of this platform, as a family here, to share the program, like the program, invite people so that they will join us to tap from the gospel of truth, which we are bringing to you via this page. This is IPOB, Western Cape, South African Media. Here we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear nor favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to respect. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. To us is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolved, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of IPOB worldwide, and his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. I welcome you to IPOB Western Cape, South African Media, saying it the way it is. We are here to say it exactly the way it is. Nobody sent us but Chukwuka Abiyama. So we are not afraid to speak our mind. Whether it is appeasing to you or not, what matters to us is that we have said it and the truth must prevail. So I welcome you this evening, fellow Biafrans. My name is Mazi Onyebuchi. I am the author, and I'm the host of this page, and also I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator, a position I accepted to be in with all my heart. It is always my pleasure serving Biafrans in every capacity that I am needed. I say to you this evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depending where you are watching us from. As you have done with sharing the program this evening, I want you to sit back and listen to what we have to say this evening. As you already know, the topic to our program this evening says, Isaiah Oba, you lied. Biafra is standing with Israel, not with terrorist Hamas. And also, we said that pastors and prophets should be bold enough to speak to the authorities. These are two most important topics we are going to be touching this evening here in this page, because the other time I was surfing the social media, I came across a program by a certain individual by name Isaiah Oba, who claims to be standing and working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who claims to have the same ideology with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Isaiah Oba, if you don't know, is a member of DOS. He is one of those who have hijacked. He's one of those who have been trying their best to see that they destroy everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu labored to put in place for the past 13 years. This man has turned around to stand against every allies, friends that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has managed to build. If you are conversant with this program, with this agitation of our restoration of Biafra, you will agree with me that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a hardcore supporter of Israel. And because of that, in all our gatherings, in all our protests, in everywhere you see Biafra, you must identify with Israel's flag. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never hidden his love and passion for Israel. Not because he's expecting Israel to give us our freedom, not because he's expecting Israel to do what they don't want to do for us, but for the fact that as our leader, he identified with the Israel as a country. We as his followers do not have any choice but to stand with them, because we believe in everything that our leader believed in. Otherwise, why are you following him? If you don't believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was right when he chose Israel, why are you following him? So when Isaiah Oba came online to condemn Israel, a people who are defending their lives, a people who has been marked for elimination, a people who have suffered all manner of atrocities against their existence since their history. Up to today, Israelis has been fighting to survive. They don't want to be wiped out of the planet Earth. If you checked and looked at it very well, you see that they are in the middle of their enemies. And in the Igbo say, na onye ndị iro ya gbara gburugburu na-eji ofu anya ehi ụra. Meaning when you are surrounded by your enemies, you sleep with one eye open. And that is exactly what Israel are doing. Before you condemn them, you put yourself in their shoes. You feel what they are feeling. That is the only time you can come out and condemn them. You do not condemn them because Iran is condemning them, because Jordan is condemning them, because Egypt is condemning them, Saudi Arabia condemning them. All their enemies are the ones condemning them. None of them saw the evil that was perpetrated against them, the evil that was done to them. None of them saw the need for Israel to fight to defend themselves. All they remind us is how Israel is bombing and people are dying. And have you for once asked yourself, if Palestine is the people that has the same manpower, or if the case is torn and the Palestinians are in the position of Israel, do you think that Israelis will still be remembered as people today? No. On a day, they will be wiped out completely out of the planet Earth. And also those who are comparing what we are doing and the situation in Palestine and Israel is missing the point. Just like Isaiah Oba was doing, reminding us that we were in that position and we are fighting for freedom in as well as the Palestinians are fighting for freedom. No, we don't have the same situation here. Palestinians are fighting to delete Israel from the planet Earth. We are not fighting to remove anybody from their land. We are not asking Nigeria to shift their borders for us. We as Biafrans, we are not asking for what does not belong to us. But in the case of Palestinians, they are asking that Israel should be removed from their land, or if possible, should be deleted, exterminated. That is the same thing that Nigeria wanted to do to us in 1967, 1970. They wanted to exterminate us and erase us from the planet Earth. But by the grace and support of Chukwu Okike Abiama, that did not happen. That is exactly the same thing that the Palestinians want for Israel. Before I go further, I would like to play a short clip about what Isaiah Obad taught and what he said about crisis or about the right of Israel defending themselves. He don't see it as the right thing to do. He did not see it as a noble cause for Israel to defend themselves. And I asked Isaiah Obad, as you are, I know you are a family man, and I also know that you have children. If you happen to, maybe you went out to buy some groceries, or you went out to do something else, or you go to work, and the next thing you see or you hear on the news is that a certain people, a number of people came to your apartment, slaughtered your wife, slaughtered some of your children, cut off their neck, their heads, and took one of them into, kidnapped them. And you came back. What are you going to do? Are you going to seek for peace? For one who has killed your wife, killed your children, murdered your mother if your mother is around, cut off the neck of your child, and take the remaining ones into captivity. What should be your response? That is exactly the position where Israel are today. As we are talking, there are 150 or 200 of their people being held captive in Palestine by Hamas. Today, this is 1 month since those people was kidnapped. And you want them to fold their hands and watch. Okay, let me play the clip so you hear for yourself what Isaiah Obad thought about the position of Israel in this crisis going on in the Middle East today.
A broad day afternoon edition. I don't usually come by this time of the day, as you all know, that we've been engaged in a lot of things. And of course, as I said, we're going to be coming around once, need is called upon us. We're definitely going to come around, because in whatever we are doing, we have our people in our heart. We never do anything here. We never eat any day here. We never drink any day here without thinking about the well-being of our people back home. You may not understand it if you're not one of us. But once you're one of us, definitely going to understand what I'm talking about. That every IPOB member, honest one, genuine one, we always have our people in our thought on a daily basis. There's nothing we do every minute, every hour that we don't think about the well-being of our people back home, irrespective of somehow we've been opportune to have some kind of, stable life here. But our people concerns us a lot. So that's why we deem it necessary and fit to be coming around to also to guide our people, because we are orphanage. We are orphanage, We do not have elders, we do not have politicians, we do not have anyone defending the vulnerable people of Biafran youth or, our women. Our people have been devastated by the Nigerian state and the British, who are hell-bent to destroy Biafran people as they're doing to Palestinians today. In this life, everybody have right to right, in as much as I condemn every attack by the Hamas to the Israel. At the same time, I condemn Israel for their high-handedness.
You listen to him?
By, attacking hospital, killing 500 people.
As they are doing to Palestinians today.
It does not make any, news
Who is destroying
here. them? These are human
now listen
beings.
And here.
And this is why we, Biafrans, have already choose to walk on the right path by diplomatically engaging the people that matter, so it won't be tomorrow that nobody consulted them or nobody informed them, or they are not aware of the Nigerians, state constant attack on our people back home. We are the one that are talking about it, and we are not going to let what happened 1967 to 1970 to repeat itself, whereby there are huge news, blockade that people are not hearing what is happening in Biafra land. And we are here now bringing it at their doorsteps. Even if they refuse to watch Nigerian news, we will also bring it to them. Even when Nigerian news are not reading about what is happening in our own region, we are here to bring it to the public and to the world, what is happening to us as a race. As I've always said, 7.2 million Biafrans were massacred 1967 to 1970, all, aided and abetted by the British, and that killings have not stopped till this very moment.
Why did it stop? I didn't stop it.
A broad day afternoon edition. I don't usually come by this time of the day, as you all know, that we've been engaged in a lot of things, and of course, as I said, we're gonna be coming around once need is called upon us. We're definitely gonna come around, because in whatever we are doing, we have our people in our heart. We never do anything here. We never eat any day here. We never drink any day here without thinking about the well-being of our people back home. You may not understand it if you're not one of us, but once you're one of us, definitely you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. That every IPOB member, honest one, genuine one, we always have our people in our thought on a daily basis. There's nothing we do every minute, every hour that we don't think about the well-being of our people back home, irrespective of somehow we've been opportunity to have some kind of, stable life here, but, our people concerns us a lot. So that's why we deem it necessary and fit to be coming around to also to guide our people, because we are orphanage. We are orphanage, We do not have elders, we do not have politicians, we do not have anyone defending the vulnerable people of Biafran youth or, our women. Our people have been devastated by the Nigerian state and the British, who are hell-bent to destroy Biafran people as they're doing to Palestinians today. In this life, everybody have right to right, in as much as I condemn every attack by the Hamas to the Israel. At the same time, I condemn Israel for their high-handedness, by, attacking hospital, killing 500 people at a spot. And it does not make any.
This is the propaganda
here
that I'm talking about.
These are human beings.
This is the propaganda I am talking about.
This is why we Biafrans have already
when propaganda is going on,
by diplomatically engaging the people that matter, so
you will be deceived into believing that it's true. Isaiah Oba condemned Israel for trying to defend their land, and also he accused Israel of bombing hospital in Palestine. When we saw it on the news, we saw the video clip, we saw everything, how it happened. We saw that the same missile that Hamas tended for Israel ended up landing on their own soil, destroying those places that Isaiah Oba is accusing Israel today. How did Isaiah Oba found out the truth on this issue? Why would Isaiah Oba engage in this kind of statement by saying that Israelis bombed hospital in Gaza, when even the international media platforms like all these CNN and their likes could not identify who actually fired that missiles? Isaiah Oba talked about hard-handedness of Israelis against the Palestinians. Now, the question that Isaiah Oba did not or could not answer is, what did Hamas do to Israel? The day that thing happened, I was watching it on social media. The whole Arab nation were busy celebrating that evil, that terrorist attack on the state of Israel. Not a single Arab nation condemned that attack, that terrorist attack against Israel. Not single one. In fact, in the street of Gaza, we saw men, we saw women, we saw everybody celebrating this terrorist attack that was going on against the state of Israel by their own brothers, by their own terrorists. If you see evil and you fail to condemn evil, evil will visit you and will swallow you at the end. If the people of Palestine are not directly involved in the terrorist attack against Israel, they wouldn't have been celebrating it on that day when this terrorist attack was going on against the state of Israel. But we saw them on the street of Gaza jubilating. We saw them dancing. We saw them shouting, Allahu Akbar. These terrorist people, Hamas, entered into the territory of Israel, went direct to where people were having a kind of festival. Hundreds of people were murdered. They were being shot directly. Some people were being raped. They were shot, their bodies were dragged up and down. They went village by village, killing both old and young in the land of Israel. And back home in Gaza, back home in Palestine, they were celebrating, they were dancing. Isaiah Oba forgot all these things. Isaiah Oba did not remind the world, and Biafrans he's trying to address here, what the atrocities that the Hamas, Palestinians being represented by Hamas, did against the state of Israel. What would you have expected the Israelis to do? To fold their hands and watch their country being ravaged? No. I want to make it categorically clear today that Isaiah Oba did not represent Biafra. He does not represent Biafra. Isaiah Oba does not speak for Biafra. Isaiah Oba spoke on his own. His opinion is completely his own opinion. Everybody who knows Biafra knows where we stand. We stand by the state of Israel. As Biafrans and as Biafra as a nation, we are standing with Israel, and we will continue to stand with Israel, come rain, come sun, because our leader said so. And it is, when you look at these two scenarios, who is fighting for survival? The Israelis. The Israelis are the ones fighting for survival. Just imagine if there is no Iron Dome in the state of Israel. Just imagine if Israel did not have something called Iron Dome that is able to intercept and destroy every missile that is fired into their territory. If without Iron Dome, do you think that a single house, a single building will be standing on the land of Israel today? No building will be standing on Israel. Hamas will stay within a night, they will fire over 1,000 missiles into Israel. Just a night. They will fire over 1,000 missiles. Where was Isaiah Oba when all these things were going on? Isaiah Oba did not come to condemn the Palestinians. They are misplaced, they are misinterpreting the act of terrorism and freedom fighting. We are not terrorists. We are Biafrans fighting for what? Fighting for survival, fighting for our own nation. We are not asking what does not belong to us, just like the Palestinians are doing today. Palestinians have been given opportunity to have their own state. They refused because they want Jerusalem. Palestinians want the land of Israel. And if you are conversant with, as a Christian, I know you know the history of Jerusalem. You know how everything happened. While we were reading the Bible, we never see a place where Palestinians were mentioned. Not talk of giving them, giving them ownership of Israel and Jerusalem. No. It's only Israel we hear. So if Jerusalem belongs to Israel, why would you support or side that person who is claiming ownership of Jerusalem today? Because from his name is Isaiah, which means he is a Christian. Isaiah is a Hebrew name, which means Isaiah Oba believed in the history of the Israelites, which made him to accept to bear that name Isaiah. So if you know the history of Israel, why are you coming out to condemn Israel for trying to stand on what belongs to them? Palestinians and Biafra case are different. These are two different people. We are not fighting for what Palestinians are fighting for. Palestinians are fighting out of hate. Palestinians are fighting to destroy and erase Israel completely from the planet of Earth. That is not what Biafrans are fighting for. Therefore, we are not in the same book. We don't have the same ideology. We don't have the same problem. Our problem as Biafrans is that we want a nation of our own. We want to go back the way we were before the coming of white men, before Nigerian calamity happened to us. That is what we're asking for. We are not asking the Yoruba people to cede their land to us. We are not asking for the northern side of part of the zoo to cede part of their land to us. All we ask for is our own territory and to have our own borders. That is all. We are asking for a state of Biafra, not a state of Biafra in Yoruba land. Not a state of Biafra in the northern region. No. We ask for our own state of Biafra in our own land, in our own ancestral land, our own indigenous land. We are indigenous to where we are today, where we are laying claim today. We are indigenous to that place. And that is exactly what we are asking for. So Isaiah Oba, who is coming here to make comparison between what Biafrans are agitating for and what the Palestinians are, he's making a lot of mistakes. As the Palestinians are not fighting for survival, no. The only people fighting for survival is Israel. Israelis are the ones fighting for survival. Yes. Because, like I said in the past before, if not for Iron Dome, where will Israel be today? Do you think that there will be a place like a place called Israel? No. The Hamas terrorists would have wiped them out completely. But because of the God of Israel, which is Iron Dome, because when you hear God of Israel, you think it's one supernatural, almighty power somewhere. No. It's the Iron Dome. That is what is defending Israel. Iron Dome is able to intercept every single missiles fired against Israel. Without the Iron Dome, Israel would have been gone. These are the people fighting for survival, not Palestinians. Palestinians are only crying foul because they could not destroy Israel. Imagine in a situation where they have the power to destroy Israel. Do you think they will think twice about it? They will never think twice about it. They will just do it immediately. But Israel has the power to destroy them and they will level their country. But Israel is not doing that. And you are turning around as a Biafran, you call yourself Isaiah Oba, condemning Israel for defending themselves. And what do you expect Israel to do in this situation? What do you expect them to do? You think everybody's like you? They killed over 7 million of us in 1967 to 1970, starved over 3.something million of us, our children, to death by hunger and starvation. Today, some of you are defending Nigeria, the same country that destroyed you, the same people that eliminated you, the same country that killed over 7 million of you. Jews are in a parallel line. They know how to defend themselves. They know that there is no forgiveness. The only language, force to force, gun to gun, power to power, there is nothing like forgiveness, because a sworn enemy can never repent. A terrorist does not repent. So if you are telling a terrorist, okay, what are you? The only thing a terrorist wants is your life, death. That is the only thing he wants. So if you want to make peace with a terrorist, give him your life, then peace will reign. But as long as you are alive, you are trying to romance with a terrorist in order to make him happy. He cannot be happy. That is why after killing us, over 7 million of us, in 1967, 1970, Nigeria has never stopped. They have been killing us till date. Remember, that Nigeria started killing us since 1945. That is when the killing of Biafrans started in Nigeria. 1945. They have been killing us. Have they stopped? No. Would they stop? Never. That is exactly the point. So Israelis are not like us. If you kill them one, they will kill you 20. So that next time, if you want to conceive that thought, you first and foremost remember what happened the last. Then you will first and foremost consider the consequences of your actions. There is nothing like hard-handedness. Nothing. No hard-handedness on this. The Israelis are doing the right thing. In fact, they are not doing enough. If not for the intervention of the world, I know that Israel will do more than what they're doing today. And they are right to do it. If you blame them, then you don't know their story. If you know the stories of Israelis and where they are coming from, you will remember that all their lives, it has always been death for them. They have been killed. There is no king. There was no kingdom that reigned in the world in the past that does not have their share of killing the Israelis, the Israel. They killed them. They scattered them all over the world. They were going about in many years stateless. They don't have a country. They were being used as a caricature all over the world, just like we are doing today. When they want to talk, they will say, any country you go, you do not see a Biafran, run away. Know that there's nothing there. Babas, nonsense. Who told you? Let us achieve Biafra tomorrow. Then go to all these useless countries and know if you can see any Biafran there. Some of us ended in those places unknowingly to us. Unknowing to us, some of us ended in those countries. That is not the actual country of our destination. But we ended up being deceived either by crook to end up in those places. And we decided, okay, there's no need. Let us settle here and hustle. And the spirit of Biafra is a spirit of Igbo man that is in us. God tends to bless us and establish us in those places. Not that it is our choice. So don't come here and say, any country you go, you do not find a Biafran Igbo man, run away. Who told you? No, I don't believe that. I will never subscribe to that. It is because of our situation, just like in the past, when the Jews were without a country, they were killed on the streets, and nobody asked questions. The Jews will be walking on the street, someone will come and stab them, kill them. Nobody speaks for them. But today, the story has changed. It has changed. Today, if you kill a Jew, you will be killed. And rightfully so. It is their duty to defend their lives, to defend their country. It is their duty to live. Palestinians decided not to live side by side with the Israelis. And today, you are blaming the same Israel for defending themselves. Now, I want to play a video for you. And this video is coming directly from the Israelis ambassador to UN. I want you to listen very, very attentively. Because in this short video clip, he was narrating the past. He was narrating the history of Israel. He narrated all the things that has been done against them. He narrated it. So I want you to pay attention. After watching this video, then you will relate back to the video of Isaiah I played here, what he said, And now you compare and contrast to know who is here to deceive people. Isaiah Yoba cannot pitch Israel against Biafrans. Never. The other day, Chinasa Nworu was on his own, speaking ill against the right of Israel to defend themselves. Comparing the two situations, Biafra and Palestine, to be the same. This is the people that is supposed to be protecting the interests of Biafrans where we lie, because friends are friends. There is no Arab country in the world that will support even if Nigeria wake up in the morning and wipe us all out of the planet Earth, no Arab country will condemn it. Not one. So if that is the case, we made Israel our friends because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw them as a good ally. They saw that there is a connection, whether it is true or not, but we must follow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anywhere he goes. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sitting on Radio Biafra, is once coming on Radio Biafra today to talk to Biafrans, he will never say anything ill against the Israelis. He will never do it. Think about it. So if Mazi Ebuchi comes here to speak against Israel, how will Mazi Nnamdi Kanu feel? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never support me for saying it. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not support me for doing it, same way he will not support Isaiah Yoba for doing it. So I want you to listen to this short clip of video.
Council members, when my grandfather Chaim and his children were sent to Auschwitz, the world stayed silent. When his babies were sent to the gas chambers, the world stayed silent. When their bodies were burned along millions of other Jewish children, not only Jewish, the world was silent. Today, after innocent Jewish babies were burned alive, this council is still silent. Some member states have learned nothing in the past 80 years. Some of you have forgotten why this body was established. So I will remind you, from this day on, each time you look at me, you will remember what staying silent in the face of evil means. Just like my grandparents and the grandparents of millions of Jews, from now on, my team and I will wear yellow stars. We will wear this star until you condemn the atrocities of Hamas and demand the immediate release of our hostages. We walk with a yellow star as a symbol of pride, a reminder that we swore to fight back, to defend ourselves. Never again is now. Council members, in the face of the UN's silence, our enemies have become emboldened. They have seen the UN General Assembly applauding efforts to prevent the Jews from defending ourselves. They heard the Secretary General portray understanding for the Nazi slaughter. And this is precisely why we have seen the most staggering rise in Jew hatred since the Nuremberg Law.
They are trying to prevent the Jew from defending themselves.
They now know that slaughtering Jews in their beds is met with silence. They have been so galvanized by these organizations in action that they cannot wait to butcher Jews themselves. Calls for gassing the Jews are heard in Sydney. Chants for a Judenrein Palestine from the river to the sea can be heard from California to New York. Islamist battle cries against Jews are being screamed in London, Brussels, and Paris. An airport in Dagestan, Russia, was flooded yesterday by Islamist terror supporters who search for Jews to lynch. This is precisely where the world stood as the Nazis began their rampage. Precisely the same moment. And then, too, the world was silent. Understand where we are right now. Comprehend the weight of this moment. Internalize that the world stands at a crossroad just as it did in the 1930s. Would this council take the approach of Chamberlain, appease the Nazis and their sympathizers, or will this council take the approach of Churchill, to fight evil with blood, toil, tears, and sweat? Israel has made its choice. We were attacked by the HAMAS Nazis. We were shown that genocidal Jew hatred did not die with Hitler. It bubbled and grew until it invaded our homeland. But the difference between 1939 and today is that today Jews have a strong state and a powerful military. We are not defenseless. We are lions of Judah, and we will defend ourselves against those that seek to annihilate us.
Did you hear that?
In the days leading up to
Today,
and following the October 7th
defending
massacre,
themselves.
Simchat Torah massacre, the Führer Khamenei continued
defending
to
themselves.
spread his poisonous genocidal ideology
today
with the world.
they are defending themselves. And some people don't like the fact that the Jews are defending themselves today. Some people don't like the fact that today the Jews are defending themselves. This is not a time when you will lynch a Jew and you go scot-free. The time has passed when you kill a Jew and nobody will ask questions. Today, the Jews have a strong army to defend them. The Jews have strong army to fight for their country. The Jews have strong army to do everything that they want to do in order for them to defend their land. But people like Isaiah Oba don't want it so. Isaiah Oba wanted that Israel, that those Jews that are powerless, the Jew that could not defend themselves. The Jew will always cry each time their enemies attack. The Jews that always cry to UN will cry to America whenever there is problem facing them. Just like BIAFRANs are doing today. We are crying from one parliament to another, crying for one government house to another, crying for one individual to another, and nobody is listening to us. If you do not rise up to defend yourself, nobody is going to defend you. Your life is in your own hand to defend. It is your duty, it is your responsibility to defend yourself. So if Isaiah Oba is asking the Israelis not to defend themselves, but rather to romance with the enemies, the terrorists who has come to destroy them, I don't know where he's getting his own ideology from. Because from our own, the ideology of our own Ndumazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is freedom, it is onye biri ibe ya biri, it is ebebere ugobere nkesi ibe ya bene nkukwaya. For the fact that the Hamas and Palestinians don't want the Israelis to leave, they also will feel the heat because Israelis has the right to defend themselves. Let us continue to listen to this great man speaking.
Council members, when my grandfather Chaim and his children were sent to Auschwitz, the world stayed silent. When his babies were sent to the gas chambers, the world stayed silent. When their bodies were burned along millions of other Jewish children, not only Jewish, the world was silent. Today, after innocent Jewish babies were burned alive, this council is still silent.
When the Jews were sent
Some member
to gas
states
chamber
have
to
learned
gas to
nothing
death,
in the
the
past
world
80
were
years.
silent.
Some of you
silent.
have forgotten why this
When they were
body was
lynched on the
established.
streets of Europe,
So I will remind
the
you,
world was silent.
from this day on, each
When
time
they were
you look at
killed,
me, you
when
will
his
remember
grandfather
what
was
staying
murdered,
silent
the world
in
was
the face of
silent.
evil
Let's keep
means.
going on.
Just like my grandparents and the grandparents of millions of Jews From now on, my team and I will wear yellow stars. We will wear this star until you condemn the atrocities of Hamas and demand the immediate release of our hostages. We walk with a yellow star as a symbol of pride, a reminder that we swore to fight back, to defend ourselves. Never again is now. Council members, in the face of the UN's silence, our enemies have become emboldened. They have seen the UN General Assembly applauding efforts to prevent the Jews from defending ourselves.
You see them putting on their
They
suit.
heard the Secretary General
for them
portray
to remind the
understanding for
world
the Nazi
and those who come to
slaughter.
kill them that
And
they
this
will
is
never
precisely
allow
why
it to
we have
happen
seen
again.
the most
That is the
staggering
reason
rise
this yellow
in Jew
flag was
hatred since
invented
the
in the
Nuremberg
past.
laws and their aftermath.
This yellow flag, these yellow stars in their
anti-Semites
suit
have been empowered.
represent their resilience.
They now know that
it
slaughtering
represents
Jews
their
in
right
their
to
bed
defend
is met with
themselves.
silence.
This is
They have
the
been so
flag,
galvanized by
stars
this
that
organization
remind
in
them
action
that
that they
never
cannot wait to
again
butcher Jews
would
themselves.
anybody kill Jews
Calls for
and
gassing
go
the
scot-free.
Jews are heard in Sydney. Chants for a Judenrein Palestine from the river to the sea can be heard from California to New York. Islamist battle cries against Jews are being screamed in London, Brussels, and Paris. An airport in Dagestan, Russia, was flooded yesterday by Islamist terror supporters who search for Jews to lynch. This is precisely where the world stood as the Nazis began their rampage. Precisely the same moment. And then, too, the world was silent. Understand where we are right now. Comprehend the weight of this moment. Internalize that the world stands at a crossroad just as it did in the 1930s. Would this council take the approach of Chamberlain, appease the Nazis and their sympathizers, or will this council take the approach of Churchill, to fight evil with blood, toil, tears, and sweat? Israel has made its choice. We were attacked by the Hamas Nazis. We were shown that genocidal Jew hatred did not die with Hitler. It bubbled and grew until it invaded our homeland.
Follow the path of Chamberlain,
but the difference between 1939 and today is that today Jews have a strong state and a powerful military.
Or
we are not defenseless.
Follow the path of Churchill,
we are lions of Judah, and we will defend ourselves against those that seek to annihilate us.
This is the situation of Biafra today in Nigeria.
Up to and following the October 7th massacre, Simchat Torah massacre,
the people like
the
likes of obedient movements, the likes of Ohaneze, and those who, the politicians in our land, who said we must appease Nigeria even though it is for our own destruction. Those who said that we should keep appeasing Nigeria until we're able to attract sympathizers. Those who condemns our right to defend ourselves because they want to attract sympathizers. This is the situation we are in today in a Biafran struggle. Some people in this struggle don't want us to defend ourselves. Rather, they want to attract sympathizers while Nigeria is busy killing us, while Nigeria is busy destroying us, while Nigeria is busy exterminating us. That is the question. Should we fold our hands and watch Nigeria destroy us? Or should we stand up as men and defend ourselves in order for us to liberate our land from the hands of the terrorists, from the hands of murderers, from the hands of the caliphates, from the hands of British? We must toe the path of Churchill, and we must toe the path of the Israelis today. The Israelis chose to defend themselves and their country. It's no more time that they were being killed and the world will be silent today. If you kill one Israel, 20 of you will go down in place of that one person. That is it. That is what it is. There is no two ways about it. If you like, speak grammar from now to tomorrow. Nobody is going to understand you. The only time that they are going to hear you, the only time that the world is going to listen to you, the only time that the world is going to discuss you is when you recognize your right to defend yourself. When you do that, the world will listen. But until then, the same fate that Biafrans are facing today in Nigeria is the same fate that you that decided to fold your hands while you are being slaughtered will face. Biafrans has decided to rise up and defend their land and defend their lives. We are in support, and Biafra is standing with Israel. It is Israel today, it is Israel tomorrow. We shall continue to stand with Israel. We should continue to understand the pain that Israelis are going through. We should continue to sympathize with those families that have lost their loved ones in the hands of terrorists. If you want to fight a war, war should be between military and military. You don't go after children and helpless old men and women, going to the extent you went to the hospitals and kill those who are in the hospital bed. That is the height of terrorism. That is the height of barbarism. Nobody who told this part should have the audacity to complain when the tsunami will come against him. So if anybody is siding with Palestinians, I wish you luck. But Biafrans, we are standing with Israel, and we shall continue to stand with them because they are fighting for survival. They are fighting a just cause. It is their own right to live. It is their own right to survive. So I just addressed this video as Ayoba made, so that tomorrow, those who will toe the same path will think twice. If you want to support anybody, first and foremost, know what you are supporting. Do not be a fool who will be following every trend. Look at it critically. Find out what is the truth. Know before you come in public to speak. Do your research. Find out who is wrong, so you don't end up messing your life, messing your image, and destroying the record that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has built all these years. Biafrans are for Israel. We are not afraid to say it. We continue to say it because we are in the same position as Israel today, fighting for survival. The only difference is that Israel is defending themselves. We are not. We are complaining. We are towing the path of Chamberlain, who is asking to negotiate with the terrorists. We do not negotiate with terrorists. Just like our leader said in the past, we sent them to Chukwuoke Abiama for judgment. It is not in our duty to judge a terrorist, but it is our duty to arrest them and send them to Chukwuoke Abiama, who will judge them and pass a very direct and righteous judgment. So if you are supporting Hamas, you are supporting terrorism. Because Palestine is Hamas, Hamas is Palestine. Two of them are working hand in hand. If not, why did they have to celebrate the atrocities, the terrorism going on in Israel on that very day? So I'm going to play this ambassador's video for the last time. I'm going to allow it to play to the end. Then we go to the next thing we have for today, the next topic.
Council members, when my grandfather Chaim and his children were sent to Auschwitz, the world stayed silent. When his babies were sent to the gas chambers, the world stayed silent. When their bodies were burned along millions of other Jewish children, not only Jewish, the world was silent. Today, after innocent Jewish babies were burned alive, this council is still silent. Some member states have learned nothing in the past 80 years. Some of you have forgotten why this body was established. So I will remind you, from this day on, each time you look at me, you will remember what staying silent in the face of evil means. Just like my grandparents and the grandparents of millions of Jews, from now on, my team and I will wear yellow stars. We will wear this star until you condemn the atrocities of Hamas and demand the immediate release of our hostages. We walk with a yellow star as a symbol of pride, a reminder that we swore to fight back, to defend ourselves. Never again is now. Council members, in the face of the UN's silence, our enemies have become emboldened. They have seen the UN General Assembly applauding efforts to prevent the Jews from defending ourselves. They heard the Secretary General portray understanding for the Nazi slaughter. And this is precisely why we have seen the most staggering rise in Jew hatred since the Nuremberg laws and their aftermath. The anti-Semites have been empowered. They now know that slaughtering Jews in their beds is met with silence. They have been so galvanized by these organizations in action that they cannot wait to butcher Jews themselves. Calls for gassing the Jews are heard in Sydney. Chants for a Judenrein Palestine from the river to the sea can be heard from California to New York. Islamist battle cries against Jews are being screamed in London, Brussels, and Paris. An airport in Dagestan, Russia, was flooded yesterday by Islamist terror supporters who search for Jews to lynch. This is precisely where the world stood as the Nazis began their rampage. Precisely the same moment. And then, too, the world was silent. Understand where we are right now. Comprehend the weight of this moment. Internalize that the world stands at a crossroad just as it did in the 1930s. Would this council take the approach of Chamberlain, appease the Nazis and their sympathizers, or will this council take the approach of Churchill, to fight evil with blood, toil, tears, and sweat? Israel has made its choice. We were attacked by the Hamas Nazis. We were shown that genocidal Jew hatred did not die with Hitler. It bubbled and grew until it invaded our homeland. But the difference between 1939 and today is that today Jews have a strong state and a powerful military. We are not defenseless. We are lions of Judah, and we will defend ourselves against those that seek to annihilate us. In the days leading up to and following the October 7th massacre, Simchat Torah massacre, the Führer Khamenei continued to spread his poisonous genocidal ideologies with the world.
You're welcome back. You're welcome back. So you have listened to him. At least you are able to pick one or two things from what he has to say. Now we are going to our next topic. You know, if you are following the event, you will understand that in the next coming days, there will be election in Imo State. Imo State is going to have their election or whatever they call it. But before I go into this topic, I want you to understand that as Biafrans, as IPOB, we are not interested in anything that has to do with Nigeria. Whether it is called election or it is called selection, we are determined to exit Nigeria, and we are not going to be planning to leave Nigeria, and we are also dragging our legs into their elections. We are not interested on who is there and who is not there. What we want is Biafra, and until then, we shall continue to fight. But the reason why I'm going to talk about it, as you already know, you know our position: no election of any kind in Biafra land. No election. And we are trying our best to make our people to see reasons. So if you said you don't want Nigeria, you leave everything that has to do with Nigeria. You can't be in Nigeria, you can't be in Biafra and participate in Nigeria politics. That is why we as IPOB, we are not involved in any politics, and we are never going to be involved anytime soon. Some people have advised in the past that we should convert IPOB as a political movement. And if you look at what is going on today, those people that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left IPOB in their hands indirectly has turned IPOB into political movement and into a pressure group. Every activities today is about that. They are putting pressure on Nigeria not to interfere in Imo State election. They wanted Hope Uzodimma to be removed, and someone they seem to be supporting to be there. And I want to bring it to their notice today, there is no better good politician in the zoo. All of them are the same. Like they say, the devil you don't know, the devil you know is better than the angels you don't know. The devil you know is better than the angels you don't know. So when you are campaigning for a change of government in Imo State, I want you to understand that none of them is coming there to protect the interests of Biafrans. They're only coming there to fill their pockets with money and live in the blood and sweat of the masses. And so, we must concentrate our attention on how to restore Biafra. We are not going to mind whatever they are doing there. Our stand is no election, and we must stand by that. We don't care who is there, whether we support, whether we are not support. We know they are going to make their choices at the end of the day. But we want to make it categorically clear to the world that we are not involved and we are not going to be involved. We are not advocating for free and fair election. We are not advocating for anything that has to do with it. We have made our stand, no election. And we also have made our stand to exit Nigeria and to have our own nation. Only when we have our own nation that we will be able to determine how things will be done, and it will be so. I was surfing the internet the other day. I am a Biafran, and by state creation in the zoo, I am from Anambra State. I'm not from Imo State. Ordinarily, I wouldn't care what is going on there. But Osuimi Osuonu, whatever that touches any Biafran touches me. Because before we became that zoological, part of that zoological, we are Igbos, we are Biafrans. So I am going to talk about the plights of Ndi Igbo anywhere that they are found in that territory today. So, if you look at it, you will see that Hope Uzodimma has committed a lot of atrocities in Imo State in these past 4 years. First, you know that Imolites did not vote for him. He was imposed on them by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And he ruled for these 4 years with iron fist, killing the young men, kidnapping the young girls, raping them, and terrorizing the whole villages in Imo State. And today, some of the people that were supposed to condemn him have turned around to support him, to speak good about him, and to draw Biafrans into believing that Hope Uzodimma is the right person, that he has been doing right thing all this while, that it's time to give him the chance, the opportunity to complete the good work he started. And I want to tell you today, if you are in Imo State and you decided to vote in this shambolic selection that is coming up soon, you are indirectly signing your death warrant, because you are not going to be free from his terrorism. He's going to bring more military. He's going to create more embargo. He's going to bring more people under arms and ammunition to come and kill you. And you will not forgive yourself because you voted for him. So the best thing to do is to allow them to do whatever they want to do, and then depend on your own strategies to walk free and secure your life. Now, as I was surfing the internet, I saw a video of a certain pastor or prophet, whatever they call him, who's supposed to know the truth, who's supposed to condemn the atrocities of Hope Uzodimma, who's supposed to remind Hope Uzodimma of the deaths of young men and women under his watch. I waited for him to condemn and remind Hope Uzodimma that one good turn deserves another. Instead, he turned around to campaign for Hope Uzodimma with his in his own church platform, urging the people of Imo State to vote for Hope Uzodimma. Remember, the people of Imo State never voted for Hope Uzodimma before, and rightfully so. They were right. They were right. It could have been more painful that they voted for this man who is killing them in their numbers today. That is why I said, do not partake in that shambolic selection, so that tomorrow your conscience will not condemn you, so that tomorrow you will have space to reason. It will be more condemnable, it will be more painful and more hard for you, knowing that you voted for this monster who is killing you today. So I indulge every Immonite to sit at home, save their lives, save themselves this torture that is about to happen to them the second time. Let him go there on his own mandate. Let it not be on your own mandate. That is what I am saying today to the Immonites. But unfortunately, the people that is supposed to know, the person that's supposed to know better, is the one trying to cajole, trying to trick people into going to vote for Hope Uzodimma. Let me not take much of your time. I want to play this video before we can continue on what we have for us today. Sorry, that is not it.
Ndị Imo State, ndị bai Chukwu gozie unu, ọ ya dịrị anyị nche niile mma n'aha Jesus. My name is Evangelist Chukwuebuka Noziobi, General Overseer of Zion Prayer Movement Outreach and the founder of Seraphic Homes Foundation. God bless you. I've come again for the matter concerning Imo State, the state of my origin. God bless you and God bless all the Imolites. God bless you all in the name of Jesus. I have interest in Imo State election. My interest is that there is no family you will enter in Imo State without seeing Zion member. So that is my number one interest. I know they listen to me. I know they respect me a lot. And I know they are aware that I'm a man of integrity. They know what I stand for. May God bless them all. And I pray for peace in that forthcoming election, 11th of next month, November. And I pray for protection of all the Imolites and especially Zion members. And I want to also use this opportunity to thank Governor Hope Uzodimma. We must learn how to appreciate people when they do what is right. When Lagos was on fire, when the houses of Igbo people were being demolished, Governor Hope Uzodimma was the only governor that came from the southeast. He came from the southeast and met the governor of Lagos State. And they dialogue and they stopped demolition of Igbo properties in Alaba International. It wants to praise somebody. It wants to thank somebody. So Governor Hope Uzodimma, thank you for that. There was a time I cried out about the road leading to my village and Iseke from Novice Primary School. That road has been abandoned by former governors of Imo State. When I cried out about that road, Governor Hope Uzodimma promised and they have sent contractors to measure it and the work will commence on Thursday. So Governor Hope Uzodimma, thank you for accepting to do the road for the people. And also the secondary school that is falling. God bless you. I need to appreciate you for what you have done in Alaba International, for what you have done in Imo State, and I know what you will do more after the election. So God bless you, Imolites. Go out there and vote wisely. Don't be deceived. If you decided to kill your brother that day, Abuja does not know you kill your brother. So you see that at the end we are the one hurting ourselves. I beg the politicians in Igbo land on my birthday about release of Nanikan, how they will go. This is the only birthday gift I need from you.
You know, before he go on talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, did you get a point? He used his own platform campaigning for Hope Uzodimma. He talks about how Hope Uzodimma came to Lagos State when Igbo properties and things were being destroyed in Lagos State. He talked about how Hope Uzodimma fixed road leading to his own village. He talked about how Hope Uzodimma built a school and do all other things. But he failed to tell Biafrans about this.
Why we are expressing our anger is to Imo State government. There is a team who them brought out, named Ebubagu. And that Ebubagu have been killing. When they come where they are doing occasion, they will begin to shoot paradically, killing people.
Oru as large, both Oru East and Oru West, we are all here gathered. We are not happy with what is actually happening in our land. We have been trying to deal with it, but at this juncture, we can't enjoy it anymore.
We don't want Ebubagu again. If Ebubagu finish our youth, we won't be women. What do we go do for this town?
We just came out from a Security Council meeting where the DSS confirmed that they did the operation, and the operation has nothing to do with any wedding place. They went to a camp, and they went to the camp with a pointer who is a member of the gang, and they caught some people. And the people are currently with the Department of DSS. Yes, they killed some people. Those were also bandits.
Listening to the person that
report,
the prophet
report given to us
is
in
campaigning
the Security Council.
Listening to how he's calling a wedding place a camp.
Of those who are behind the bandits.
He killed the people of Imo State.
Also investigate
young men who went for wedding.
What is happening?
After killing
just
them,
like
he came here to lie.
What is trending about a 15-year-old girl being impregnated by the Department of, which is a pure fallacy. Rather, what the director reported to us was 2 ladies caught with some of the bandits. And those 2 ladies have been helping them for over 6 months now, when they were caught, to pick some of these boys who are with them. Because they are girlfriends to the gang leader, who is also still at large. So the gang leader is reaching out to his sponsors to use this blackmail to blackmail the security agencies. Of course, you know I'll never allow anything that is ungodly to happen in this state.
Now, you listen to him. Now listen again.
It's not about Madole.
14 boys are to Lagula.
14 boys.
That's go for revenge. And we want that a man.
That
we tear down.
14 boys. What did the 14 boys do? What did they do? Ndigra traditional marriage. Kande Ebubagu Baburu.
Did you hear that? When Ebukobi was campaigning for Hope Uzodimma, talking good about Hope Uzodimma, did Ebukobi consider the pain of the mother of these children that were wiped out? Have Ebukobi considered the pain in the heart of the family of these 14 young men who were killed by Hope Uzodimma? Did Ebukobi visited those families to see how they are feeling, how they are faring since the demise of their children in the hands of Hope Uzodimma? Ebukobi is telling us how good Hope Uzodimma is to the Imo people. But every evidence before us is telling us that Hope Uzodimma is nothing but a calamity to Imo people. Now listen from the testimony of this man, of this young guy, excuse me, who the terrorists invaded his wedding. Listen to him from the horse's mouth.
I stand on truth. And the ever I'm up to stand on truth. Yeah, woman, because all the para Yamaka no gay, because you must have I also Yamaka, Makika Gola Munyana Gusimin the Noemo Wong. Let us assume in all our the men, Mumunemu to Tremija, Adi Furela, Ebobolan Mogodilata, Ama de happy Mumunemu to Tremija, or Romu Aberamania, Aberamania, Wayan, Ama de happy. Manya woman do Tremelo wine. Omu aloro wine, omu ajere menye wuyemu, ọrụrụ mme nwụrụ n'ọnwụ ụmụnne m niile nwụrụ nye aga m adị happy na mme nwụrụ ụmụnne m alaala ndụ dana na ụmụnne m dutere m ije. No one come back. Adịrọ m happy kemgbe Sunday. Enwebe ihe eriri, enwebe ya bara m ọnụ. Ana m eche echiche ụmụnne m. Ụdị aka ọbụla ndụ ga-enye for justice to come out. Biko nyere m ya, nyere na ahịhịa biko ni Igbo steeti Nigeria biko ebe ọbụla n'uche gbatarala ya ọsọ enyemaka. Atawuole m onwe m n'afụfụ kemgbe Sunday nye agbara me. Ndị Ebube Agụ alarala m my destiny, ha alarala m my joy, ha alarala m my happiness since Sunday. Enwezi m hope. I don't have any other hope, including ebe ọgọ nwoke m gara menye. They damage every damn thing. Ha gbara ya ọkụ. Nwoke nọ on stroke up to 86 years. M gara n'ọnwụ ya. Nwoke since Sunday enwezi otu mkpụrụ akpa nwoke yi n'ahụ. Nye nwoke ma kemgbe Sunday wa ọgọdọ. Nye every damage, every properties, every damn thing m zụrụ azụ nji mere nwoke nye na ndị obodo ha. Ajọsụ West ya gbaa ya ọkụ, gbaa ụlọ nwoke mmadụ ọkụ. Ụwachi every damn buo moto niile n'ebe ahụ, meshin ụmụnne m niile jiri bụ ije. Ihe ncha niile ka e burula. Ụmụnne m onye nke a gbawuru ama ya aka akpa, machiri ego o jiri akpa, machiri foonu ya, yishiri ya neklesi. Biko ni ọ dị enyemaka ndụ ga-enyere anyị. M na-enyere anyị ebegidere m enwezi m hope. Ike agwụla m. Biko ni onye nchọrọ biko ni.
You listen to that? This is one of the good job that Ebukobi was talking about. This is part of the job, the wonderful job that Hope Uzodimma did in the past 4 years. This is what part of what Ebukobi was praising Hope Uzodimma for. I don't know where the conscience of these men. I don't know. Is it for love of money, or is it that I don't understand what they are worshiping, that they are calling God, that is telling them to be this mean and heartless? When we open the Bible, we see how prophets speak boldly without fear before the authorities. We saw how a prophet will stand before the king and make a pronouncement against the king. That is what we see. That is how we know prophets to be. All of them claim that they are prophets. But when you look at them, you cannot see any traces of a prophet in them. All they care about is the money, is the influence, and all the things that all the material things that their hand can lay on. They don't care about those faithfuls, those people who trust them, who came to them because they are called prophets and other stuff. We know prophets to be radicals who speak to the power, to the authority without fear. Today, what is happening? They will come in the name of prophets to deceive people. They will come in the name of prophets to lure people into wrong directions. What will Ebukobi say to this man who went to get his wife and all the people that came there were murdered? Has Ebukobi met him? Has Ebukobi met with the family of those men, young 14 men? Look at the person that Ebukobi is defending. Look at him. Listen to him. Listen to him.
Actually, me bomb about 2 times. It's short. Kids dengara. School on Sodia. Apatam. Jagwa ha poor there. The next one, I'm going to get a bomb the place. We can also mutanz that bundle. I won't know them there. When I have poor from there. Can on have a lawyer and cause have poor from there. 1 week more.
He's saying, if you don't understand the Igbo, He is taking responsibility for all the bombings that is going on in Imo State. For those who will come on social media and say, but it's not Hope Uzodinma now, he's the military now, he's a Bubago, he's a joint task force or whatever they call them. You are here listening to Hope Uzodinma taking responsibility, telling you that he came to bomb here. There is this one, he came to bomb there. There is a governor. A governor is going to bomb. Are you bombing that there is war? Why are you bombing people? Why are you bombing houses? Why are you bombing villages? Because you heard there is camp that belongs to who? Why can't you go there and sack the camp? Why do you have to bomb from the air? Are we fighting war? This is the same Hope Uzodinma that Ebuka Obi is trying to sell to the people of Imo State for the second time. Ebuka Obi narrated how wonderful, how good, how righteous that Hope Uzodinma were for the past 4 years. Therefore, you give him another 4 years to complete this wonderful job that he started. Ebuka Obi hid all these atrocities. Ebuka Obi forgot all these atrocities. Ebuka Obi came in the name of the Lord. Because when they want to come, they always come in the name of the Lord. So that the gullibles, unsuspected people will not understand that these people are only coming to do damages to them. For Ebuka Obi to descend that low, for Ebuka Obi to associate himself with Hope Uzodinma shows you that indeed Ebuka Obi is not a prophet. Ebuka Obi is not doing the job that he claimed to be doing. Ebuka Obi is only fighting for what his pocket can get. Ebuka Obi is fighting for money. Ebuka Obi wants to have money. He doesn't want to save souls. You don't save souls and destroy them in the same time. Ebuka Obi is pushing the same people to where they will meet their death. I did not ask Ebuka Obi to make comment on this election. Nobody asked him to make comment on this coming Imo State election. He could have kept quiet, take the money he's taking, and keep quiet. Why do you have to deceive people? Why do you have to deceive people? You could not speak the truth. You could not call a spade a spade. You could not call evil evil. And you called yourself a prophet. You called yourself a man of God. You pride yourself as a prophet who hears from God. If you hear from God, as you claim, you would not stand there to make that such comment. The comment you just made shows and exposes that you don't even know anything. You don't hear anything from God. You only use your senses to deceive people, because you should know that the job of a prophet is to speak to authority without fear, without favor. They speak to the authority. But what did Ebuka Obi do? If Ebuka Obi could not speak to Hope Uzodinma and call him to order, how will Ebuka Obi now speak to Tinubu? And nobody is asking you to do this. So if you want to do it, what doing well? If you want to speak, then speak the truth. Otherwise, keep silent, keep quiet. Nobody asked you to speak. Nobody called you after all. Hope Uzodinma has been there for 4 years. You haven't been speaking, and nobody has killed you for that. You waited until now that election is around the corner. you decided to remind the Imonites who to vote for and how to vote. You remind them that Hope Uzodinma is the best choice for them to make. You threw away their security. You threw away their rights to make their right choices. You impose them, Hope Uzodinma, on them, because that is exactly what you do. As it is, you know that they will listen to you as their spiritual father. They will listen to you. And they will try to do what you tell them to do, believing that you hear directly from Chukwu Okike. They don't know that you did not hear from anybody. You only spoke your mind. And that has been the case. You never hear from anybody. You only speak your mind. Before, you know, what they do now, they use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a bait. Before they will tell you, we call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. Has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu been released? Why are you people always using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to blackmail people? Using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to seek compassion, to seek sympathizers. Why? Why wouldn't you separate the two? If you want to call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you call for his release. If you want to talk about Nigerian politics, you talk about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not believe in Nigerian politics. Why are you joining them together? They always use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to blackmail Biafrans because they know that Biafrans love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So before they start to do their shenanigans, they will first tell you, the other day I called for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I called for release. So now, because I called for release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what I'm telling you now is the right thing to do. I am doing the right thing. No, you are not doing the right thing. We are not to be deceived. You are only using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a ladder to get to where you want to be. You don't mean it. You don't feel it. If you mean it, if you feel it, you will act it. You will not support Hope Uzodinma. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never support Hope Uzodinma. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in fact, Hope Uzodinma is part and parcel of what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So you calling Hope Uzodinma, people to support Hope Uzodinma so that he will retain his position, equates to you telling the Nigerian government, do not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because as long as Hope Uzodinma remains there, he will never want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Because after all, he's one of those who betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who did the evil against him. Hope Uzodinma hates Biafrans. So we will never stand in the same line with him. We will never speak in his favor. We will always bring all the atrocities that Hope Uzodinma has been committing or Hope Uzodinma has committed against Biafrans. We will always bring it to public. We will always expose his evil. We will always file it for him. And when the time comes, he will answer to every atrocity that he has committed against the people of Biafra. Every death, we are filing it. We are compiling them. Everything that he is doing, the killings, the bombings, the burning of villages, all the atrocities, the kidnappings, and the organ trafficking, everything that Hope Uzodinma is supervising in Imo State, we Biafrans, we the agitators, we the IPOB, we are filing it for him. And on the day of judgment, Hope Uzodinma is going to answer to them all. We are not like those cabals in DOS who has turned IPOB to pressure group. They reminded the Nigerian government that they are not going to tolerate rigging in Imo State election. And I asked myself, What is their business? Are they part of Nigeria? Why do they care about who rig and who does not rig? Why do they care who becomes and who did not become? Why are they so interested in pushing Nigeria to a point where they will not rig election? Because they have turned IPOB to a pressure group. They have turned IPOB to a group like Ohaneze Ndị Igbo, like Afenifere, like Pandef. They have turned IPOB to that. To them, IPOB is no more a freedom fighting organization. That is why they will never pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. These people sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we have made our stand, and our stand is very, very clear. We are not for Nigerian politics. We don't care what Nigerian election is all about. We are here to restore Biafra, and Biafra we shall restore. No matter the consequences, no matter the price, nothing is too much for Biafra. We are going to continue fighting until Biafra is restored. We are not interested in what happens in Imo State. Whatever that is happening there is not our interest. But we are calling on Biafrans to boycott that election. Do not participate. Whether you vote, whether you don't vote, Hope Uzodimma is going to retain that power. So why are you going to waste your time and risk your life to vote for a man that will end up leading you even though you did not vote for him? So I am going to end the program here, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. And I always remind you that it is very, very important that you remember to pray for our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, pray for his well-being, pray for his freedom, pray for everything that has to do with him, that Chukwu Okike Abiyama Pere ihe niile will preserve him, never to allow the plans and the thoughts of the enemies to materialize in his life. Pray that he shall come out and lead us into Biafra. And also, there's something I want to say before I end this program. And I saw it, and whenever I saw it from people who claims that there is Biafra or death, some of them they claim that they follow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they claim that they love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they claim that it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or nothing, they claim that they support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but in their attitude, in their actions, they are working against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. These people said and they keep saying it, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that any Biafra that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not restore, then they are not going to support it. These people have come out to say that they are not going to be part of Biafra that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not restore. In other words, they are not going to support Biafra to come. As you already know, we are all humans and nobody knows the plans of Chukwu Okike Abiyama Pere ihe niile. Chukwu Okike Abiyama destined that Biafra will come, and Chukwu Okike Abiyama knows how it's going to come. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is playing his role as a Biafran, leading the movement of Biafra, just like those leaders in the past led Biafra. All we want is Biafra. We want people to join their hands together. Those who will join their hands for us, for Biafra to be restored. Chukwu Okike Abiyama, let your will be done. Whoever that you want to restore Biafra should be the one to. It's not even important who restore Biafra or who does not. What we want is Biafra. It's not important People have died and people are still dying. What we need is Biafra to be restored. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu need is Biafra to be restored. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never said him, if he did not restore Biafra, then Biafra never come. Why are you going to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if he's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, no other person? Biafra is too big. It's a collective work that need all hands on the deck. Need effort of all men of goodwill to restore. Biafra need collective work of all men. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could do it alone, he wouldn't seek for your support. He need you, he need me, he need everybody. That is why to him it's not important who restores Biafra, because he said, anything you know you can do for Biafra to come, do it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if you have superior opinion, if you have plans, and listen to it, and it is more direct, and it is better, I will step back for you. You that is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why are you coming to make such fallacies? Are you now telling Chukwu Okeabiama how to help to restore Biafra? If Ojukwu had said the same thing when he fought for it and failed to restore Biafra, what would be our aim today, our thoughts today? All we need is Biafra, and we need every hands to be on the deck. We need every brain that is hot. We need all ideas. We need all the capacity, all the leadership qualities. Whatever you have, bring it to the table. We want Biafra. We need Biafra. And Biafra will be restored. There is nothing that will make the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be raised whenever the history of Biafra is being said. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done more than enough. And Biafra today, if it comes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is part and parcel of it. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one who led it. So don't come here to say, Biafra, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not the one restoring Biafra, is not. So to you, we should remain in Nigeria. I said it before. I need Biafra. Even if it is in the hand of the devil, I will go there and collect it. If I know where Biafra is now, I am not going to wait for anybody. I will go there and get it. If I know where Biafra is now, I will leave this place and go straight there and take it. I'm not waiting for anybody to restore Biafra, especially. If God permits, let it be. All we need is Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to support every person that wants to get Biafra. If it is him, he's happy. If it's anybody, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is happy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not fighting for, if it's not me, let it not be. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not going to do that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never say, he said, even if he's dead, Biafra will come. So if that happens, Biafra will not come again. Is that what you're saying? Is that what they're making us to understand? You guys are so, guys, I don't know if there's anything in your brain or it's empty. We need Biafra. We need Biafra. We support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are IPOB and we support our leader and also every other person that is fighting for the restoration. If you know who to speak to and Biafra will come tomorrow, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not have a problem with it. If you know who to speak to and Biafra will come now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't have a problem with it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is tired. He's fed up. He wants Biafra. Let me show you. Let me play it. Let me play this to you.
Because what I am saying, Honorable Manyamini, our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko. Since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on.
He didn't say he's the only one that created to restore Biafra. He said he wants
the level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate.
To restore Biafra. He knew that
I was an Nama. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families, and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed.
Mad people.
By not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men. Until we redeem our honor. Until we look at integrity and say, we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you. This is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight, is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I am tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country. I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom, and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of this very earth. I want Biafra to stand because my obligation to the dead outweigh that which I owe to the living. That is why Biafra will stand, and Biafra will come. 100 men, that's all. And we march. The rest can come later on. I no longer give a damn. The disgrace and the insult is too much. We must go and meet our enemies, even if we have only machete and hoes. It is far more better for us to go and meet them and die with a semblance of dignity than with this very humiliation which we encounter every blessed day. We must assemble as quickly as possible.
Yes, welcome back. Did you hear Martin and the can? Very, very clear. So, when you encounter those men who will come on social media to tell you that Mazinam, he's not going to be part of Biafra that is not restored by Mazinam Dekano, Tell him that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't say so. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he need Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has acknowledged that he is not going to restore Biafra alone. He needs people, he needs men to join him to restore Biafra. Even if they have to die in the process, but let them die with honor and dignity. Will a dead person restore Biafra? The answer is no. But a dead person can pay the price for restoration. So he's willing to die for Biafra to be restored, show that he is willing to die for Biafra to be restored behind him. So why are you coming here to tell us that you are not going to support the Biafra that is not restored by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? That if it's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, let Biafra never come. Is that what you are here to do? Is that what you are come here to say? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never placed himself above Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has always placed Biafra above him. Hence he said, it is Biafra or death. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew that Biafra is bigger than him. Biafra is the ultimate. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is ready to sacrifice his life for those who remain to restore Biafra. And you turn around to spew rubbish. I want Biafra. And every genuine Biafra wants Biafra. Irrespective of who restores Biafra, we want Biafra. We pray that it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if Chukwuoke wills, that will restore Biafra for us. We pray to queue behind him to rejoice and raise the flag of Biafra. But one man does not restore a nation. It needs the job of many. It needs men of integrity. Hence, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he needs 100 men to do what? To restore Biafra. He needs 100 men. You that is coming here to speak nonsense. You don't want the 100 men? You want only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go and restore Biafra? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you mean? Are you mad? Are you stupid? That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went inside. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was inside in 2015, it's like Biafra agitation was paused. He was kidnapped now in Kenya. Looks like Biafra agitation is paused. So each time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is arrested or kidnapped, Biafra will be paused, waiting for him to come out to continue. These are men with the lowest. Oh man, these are not men. These are not men. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is kidnapped as it is today, you will pause Biafra waiting for him to come out. Nobody is doing anything. The only thing they do is come on social media to gossip, come on social media to talk rubbish. Nobody is doing anything to move the struggle ahead. They are telling you that they are waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out so that we continue where we stopped. These are men that associated themselves with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They say that lion begat lion. But in this aspect, lion begat goats. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu thought that he had men. He thought that there are men with him. He didn't know that he had nothing but empty brains. You are waiting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out and start where he stopped. Is that what they're telling me? You're waiting for him to come out and start where he stopped. What is your record? What are you going to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a record This is where you left it. We were able to move it from this place to the other place. Okay, so this is what we're able to do for the past 3 years that you have been incarcerated. What will you say? All you can tell him is how you divided IPOB in fractions, how you destroyed the finances of IPOB, how you break the families of IPOB, how you turn IPOB to pressure group in the lives of Ohaneze, how you allowed politics, zoo politics into IPOB. That is all you have to give to Mazen Ekano. That is all you have to give to Mazen Ekano. Nothing. What else? What have you done? What are you able to do? Mazen Ekano left a united IPOB into your hand. What have you done? You have broken the bond. You have destroyed the peace, the comradeship in IPOB. You are able to destroy the foundation of everything. And today IPOB is rocking. If not for the men like us who have sworn to stand in the gap, speaking the truth, irrespective of the danger, irrespective of the insults that may be coming to us, we decided that we are going to stand on what Mazen Ekano believe, protect it, defend it, which is Biafra. IPOB is the child that Mazen Ekano nurtured, and we are trying to nurture it. And we shall continue to nurture it until the day that Mazen Ekano will rejoin us. That is it. That is it. So we want Biafra, we need Biafra, and we are going to restore Biafra. Mazen Ekano is the leader of IPOB worldwide. It is not negotiable. He is the leader. Whenever he comes out, he's going to start where we are standing today. The good news is that we are not standing at the same place he left us. We are not standing there. We're able to move to another level. We're able to push the struggle ahead. As he's fighting from inside, we are fighting here outside. We are not waiting for him to fight us inside, conquer us inside, come outside, and fight again to conquer. As he is fighting inside, we are fighting outside. And when you merge the victories, Biafra will be restored. That is the message. That is the simple truth. There is nothing more. There is nothing less. For those who are attacking our relationship with Israel, for those who are trying their best to destroy the relationship that Biafrans have with Israel, you have failed. We support Israel, and we shall continue to support them. What they are fighting for is a just cause. They are fighting the same thing we are fighting for, to preserve our life, to preserve our children, to preserve our wives, the right to live and to right to existence. That is what Israel is fighting for. That is what Biafra is fighting for. This is not what the Palestinians and Hamas are fighting for. What Palestinians and Hamas are fighting for is to delete and exterminate Israel from the surface of the earth. That is not worthy to be supported, and we are not going to support them. I thank you, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world, depending where you are. You join us from this evening. At this point, I'm going to end this program here, and I will come your way again in the coming days. I'll be having a very, very important guest in my next program, and I will want you to be around to join us. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be mind-blowing. In the next 2 days, I'm going to be live here again in the same platform. Until I come your way, fellow Biafrans, again, I say to you, good night.